Hello everyone, this is a brief little walkthrough video for the Who Am I Memo assignment. I apologize for being so late in posting it. Had a death in the family, and this task kind of fell by the wayside, so again I apologize. I know it's late, but it's a good idea to watch this even if you've already submitted your memo to the Dropbox. If you can spare a few minutes to watch this. If you end up having to resubmit it, to change anything, that's fine. You can submit as many submissions as you want to the Dropbox. You just need to make sure that if you do more than one, put a little note on there that say this is the one I want you to grade. So, all right. So obviously with this assignment, right, it is due this Sunday, the 9th, by 11:59 p.m. It's our first major assignment. It's worth 50 points. It's simple enough, right? So there's a couple of different, objectives here. The first is obviously, I want to get to know you guys better. We started that off this semester online by posting your PowerPoints, which I've really enjoyed as we've started to go through those. But this gives you a little bit more, detail. And on top of that, it also helps you think about your achievements, your goals for life, which is obviously a thing that anybody that is successful needs to do constantly. But later in the semester, we're going to come back to this when we have our job package assignment, when you have to craft a targeted resume and cover letter, and this will kind of help in regard to that. So the idea here is to practice memo format. So how do you format a memo? Well, first and foremost, you have to have a logo at the top. I have the Spear School. If you look closely on the instructions here, I don't want you to have the Spear School or OSU's. You have to create your own. Does that mean I want you to spend any time at all, trying to graphic design some amazing thing? The answer to that, of course, is no. So you can use clip art. I'll show you an example here in a second. You can download a corporate-looking logo off the internet. It's totally fine. But you have a logo centered at the top, and then you have the word memorandum in bold, centered, and then you have this heading right here, date, to, from, and subject. All right, so obviously the date of submission, who's it to? It's addressed to me. You would put my title, right? And just as I did here, James Stab, Become Structure, and then next to it here, right, we've got initials. That's kind of a carryover from the old days when we used to do hard copies of memos. You initial it next to it. You can just use a script-like font, which is a font that looks like handwriting, or if you have a digital pen where you can actually sign it, you can do that. And that's basically the equivalent of, just like when you type up a formal business letter, you sign your name on it. You say sincerely and skips 3 spaces. It's the same thing. Okay. So the instructions here are pretty self-explanatory. The biggest thing, obviously, is you want to have 2 pages minimum. You'll get deducted, even if it's like 1 7/8 of a page. That's a point deduction because you're not following instructions. So make sure that you do that. You want to make sure that you, especially in the goals and your achievements and your skills and your interests, be as specific as you can, right? Because this is the kind of thing that's going to help you think about your future plans and also help you down the line when we do our targeted resume and cover letter. How can you show that you are different from people that are on the same major, same career path? All right. Again, initial hard copy memo, regular font sizes, 1-inch margins. Obviously we're going to have more than 2 pages or more than 1 page. So anytime in this class on a memo, when we do that, you need to have a continuation page header, which looks like this on the assignment sheet. Recipient's name on the left, page number in the middle, date on the right. Okay. So that has to be on page 2 and beyond. You're going to submit the file with your last name, dot first name, dot who am I memo, final draft. Okay, and I would recommend doing it as a PDF. It has docx here. That's fine if you do a Word doc. But if you submit everything in a PDF for this class or anything in business, then the person opening it, right, will always have your formatting preserved. So let's look at an example here from last semester. I changed the name, as obviously this is Pistol Pete. So you'll see what they did, right? They put their initials. They just did a simple little text box to make a logo. They put memorandum at the top, date to, from, from me to me, right? And then Pistol Pete Become Student, and then they did a script-like font for their initials. they got the name wrong, Who I Am Memo. So this is not perfect, right? And I took all the identifying information out here, right? But they followed the instructions in terms of the headings, right? They've started to look at the design principles we talked about from chapter 3, where you want readability helpers like headings, where you want short, concise paragraphs, you want bullet points. They followed instructions for the continuation page header, recipient name on the left, which is me, page number in the middle, date on the right. And then they went through and followed the instructions, right? It says specifically what you're supposed to do for each heading. What am I looking for? In the achievements, you're supposed to list at least 5. They did. And then you're supposed to explain those. And they did that as well through 5 short little paragraphs. So there's more than one way to do this, obviously, but this is just kind of a brief little run through of an example from last semester. So, that wasn't perfect. There were obviously, a few mistakes here and there, but that by and large is what we're shooting for. So again, always look at the assignment sheets for this class. They're the most, I try to be as specific as I can so you know exactly what's expected of you. But hopefully this video clears up any questions that you have. I'll be a little bit out of pocket this weekend, like I said, dealing with some family stuff, but I will do my best to respond to emails if you send them within a reasonable time within the deadline of Sunday night. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.